So I really wanted to go over this thing, and I get a lot of questions, and you know, I get a lot of very kind words. And you have to remember something: no matter how good your lighting is, or your camera work, or whatever, you know, I know people are after these likes and so forth, but you got to be after the customer's dollars. Nothing else matters. That being said, that, you know, I can take a plain Jane, plain John in studio, do the perfect lighting, the perfect camera setup, everything's perfect. But if what they're wearing isn't appealing, or their hair isn't worked up, or like, there's so much more to that end photo to get those likes, if you will. You know, it's funny, even on this channel alone, like I threw up a video and the thumbnail was a gentleman. Now, I get half of the views that I would if it was a young lady that's beautiful, or what society believes is beautiful, if you will. And it's a shame, but that's the way it is. So, you know, I'm going to take, you know, an everyday girl that I shot yesterday, because she had her hair done. She got bangs, and I did it for the salon next door. And she's, you know, she's a girl next door kind of, she's beautiful. You know, don't get me wrong by any means, but her everyday look is her everyday look. Now, if you do a photo of her in her everyday look, you're like, okay, she's pretty. But then you can transform it with hair, clothing, makeup, and lighting. And this everyday girl next door looks like a model now. You know, it was a while back. I'll never forget it. I was next door, and they were like, "Oh, we want a billboard, and you know, we want a new billboard. Could you find somebody to do a billboard for us?" And I just walked through the salon, and I went to the back, and there was a girl in the chair, and she was a very tiny, skinny, mousy, if you would, shy girl. And I'm like, her. And they all said, like, "You're nuts. Why would you?" And I go, you know, that's the one I want to use. So they redid her, and sure enough, it was one of their favorite billboards ever of all time. That being said, I'm going to do that today. I'm going to transform somebody into, you know, that girl next door. She's so pretty, to, oh dear God, she's, you know, she could be a model kind of thing. That's my opinion, but you may have a different opinion. But anyway, I'm using the Godox DP1003s, two of them. I'm using these boxes, the light domes by Aputure, light dome 2s, I believe they are. I have grids on both of them. You know, one's a bigger light box, one's a smaller light box. I don't know the exact sizes, but the light dome 2, I think they, you know, this isn't the giant one, it's the big one, if that works. And this is just a small one. Nothing special. In this one, I have a silver reflector that just, you know, reflects the light back in, like the same way a beauty dish would, but this is not a beauty dish. You can't call it a beauty dish just because you put a reflector in there. And I know some people do. And then this one has a shoot-through kind of center ring. And I think I did videos of it, but I'll try to show you anyway. Anyway, so let's go through this shoot. We'll start from where we started yesterday. I'll just show you a couple of photos from that. Maybe I have some videos of her hair getting done. And then we'll go into the shoot here and, you know, the clothes that she brought. And then we'll just grab some clothes that we have, bring in a stylist and transform her and see what we get at the end. So I don't want you to get frustrated with, you know, no matter how good you do, you know, until you take it to that next level with clothing, with hair, with makeup, you know, no matter how great your lighting is and how good your camera work is, some things are still going to fall flat until you take it to the next level. And believe me, a stylist and a makeup artist they're golden in a studio or in a shoot. You know, it's worth finding somebody that you can work with. And remember, like, they're going to get photos out of this, you know, for the hairstyle. You're going to get photos out of this for your portfolio. You know, so it's nice to work with somebody like that you can trade off while you're getting started, and it's a good starting point for you. Anyway, here's the shoot. Sorry for the long-winded explanation, but I hope you enjoy.
Well, this is going to be a fun journey. This is the young lady I met yesterday. She just had her curtain bangs done. Very shy, very, you know, laid back and to herself. So I had her come in the next day. I figured, like a shoot pulls people out of their shell like you wouldn't believe, once they see, oh my gosh, I am beautiful. But for somebody that's shy, that's never done this before, you have to start slow and do this in steps. Now, all these little tweaks and little light movements and stuff, they're not doing anything for the photo, but it gives me a chance to talk to her. And that is the key factor here. You have to gain that trust. You can see it in her body language, in her face. She's nervous, she's shy, she doesn't have confidence to do this, and that's what you have to pull out of her. So I'll just keep making these little movements and talking and just getting her loosened up enough to say, okay, now I can smile, or I can relax, or, start listening, if you will. But just baby steps right through. And you could see it in her face. There's her cute little smile. And the next step is, okay, relax, don't smile. And, just having her follow instructions and getting to trust in herself, trust in her body, trust in her face. And you can see she'll start to loosen up. She'll start to enjoy it a little bit more. And then that's the perfect time to have her change. So once you have her changed, then you can go to the next step. So this step, I added a fan in, and gave her this power pose. It's great, but it's not there yet. You can see it in her face. She's still tight. She's still stiff. Now, I didn't tell her she was having her hair styled. I just said, hey, do you mind if we style your hair? And she's like, absolutely. So that took about a half hour to get this base done. Remember, once the stylist does this base, they can do anything with the hair, a lot quicker, like in 5 minutes. And you can see in her smile, she's still a little nervous, but then I showed her the shot and she loves her hair. So now the next shot's going to be even looser. She'll loosen up as she goes, and each step, each photo that you see as we're going through this transition, you're going to see the transformation in her. And adding more lights, and believe it, it'll make people nervous. But you do it one at a time, step by step, and then just bring them out. Show them the photos in between. That's a must, because they got to see their transformation. So I added the lights, I added the fan. Now, the next shot that she sees is going to be this hair blown, full lighting, and now she's going to start to transform. Now she's going to start to go, I can do this. I actually look good. And you can see it in her face. She's relaxed. She's more confident. She's becoming a powerhouse in front of the camera, which that's what you want. Now this one, she progressed just a little bit because, it was another change, and I think I did it too soon. But now here's the thing. Like, I had the stylist come in mid shooting this dress, from hair down to hair up, and it took literally 2 minutes to do. So there it is, hair down to hair up, and it was nothing. So I had her change back into this blazer because she loved it, and you could see in her face and how much she loved it. And I want to just take that step by step to the end photo. I want that one beautiful beauty shot. And having the stylist come in, not only for hair, but even if you just tell them, if you see your model getting tight, just say, hey, could you go just fluff just a little bit, or take care of this side a little bit? It doesn't have to be anything, but it will relax the model again. It'll, break up the shoot. Now, my big thing is I love big, messy hair. So that's what I wanted to end with. And I knew, this would frame her face incredibly well. And as you can see with the shots, like, she is confident now. She feels great. She looks great in front of the camera. And when you think about where we started with this whole thing, this young girl right here, to where we're ending up, it is night and day. And it's just baby steps throughout the shoot. Now remember, this is all done in, one shoot. This shoot probably took a total of an hour. And we went from one girl to a totally different girl, and the photos are beautiful.